Trouble.
Is that what her shirt says? I don't go looking for trouble.
Oh, yes, that's right.
It finds you, though.
Yes, that is a Harry Potter quote.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, Sheila Boyd is now live. Woohoo!
Woo-hoo.
Let's see if I can.
Awesome.
Yay.
All right, we're in H.E.A.L. Trying to catch it? Yes, we are. All right. So, welcome. Y'all hear my voice? I just cracked. All right, welcome to H.E.A.L, our first live session. And we're going to be talking about the 3 tips of overcoming depression and anxiety with Lisa Hazelgrove and Aubrey Extra.
Hey. Wait.
All right. And so you guys, I hope you guys are ready. You're excited?
We're ready.
All right. So I'm going to let Lisa kick it off with an introduction.
Yay.
All right.
Hello, H.E.A.L. How are you guys doing out there today? We are a tribe in search of the whole self, spirit, mind, body, and join us now through technology online for fellowship, enlightenment, a higher consciousness, harmony, tranquility, peace. And what we're about is we enlighten the community about energy, spirituality, mindfulness, meditation, avoiding burnout, overcoming stress, physical stress, that spiritual stress or mindful stress, and related topics in our Interactive Now online meetings. And, you know, it's all about interacting with other healers, other people that are on this path of healing on their journey. And we want to be there to help you, engage you, have the events that you need, the coaching that you need, the one-to-one services that you may be requiring. And all are welcome that are seeking well-being. So that's what we're about.
So we'll kick off the first one of your tips for today.
Who, me?
Yeah. Yes, please.
That's me. Oh, me. Well, I don't have that in front of me. I thought we were going to have that up so I could kind of look at that. Do we?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Do we have that available? Or actually, I can just go to what I've got up here. I thought I saw.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can get the computer to catch up with me.
I saw that I had it up somewhere here. Let me see.
My computer's frozen, so give me a second.
Oh, yeah, a little bit about technology. It can be a little bit wiry. Meditation and yoga. You want to start up at the top?
I have it on my iPad.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, you want me to do it?
Yeah, I found it. So one of your tips today, I'm going to start us off, is about meditation and yoga. And for people that are not meditating, maybe you want to meditate, any one of us can help guide you with that. But it's really all about getting quiet and still, and how powerful that is in helping the body to repair. It's really about being aware of being aware and this very now moment. So it's getting quiet, and it's going to that place that we can be quiet and tapping into that inner self, our source energy. If we need help with that, we can utilize, I love Deepak Chopra. I'm actually on his healing meditation for 21 days right now. And so I'm listening to that every day, sometimes 3 times a day. But find your corner, find your sacred place, and it can help you to mitigate the daily stress that we go through. So I'm going to kick it off to someone else here in the group. Aubrey, you ready?
Yeah, sure. Sheila, you're discussing healing modalities. Is that correct?
Well, you're speaking right now, so yeah, I don't know if she can hear you.
Okay. So what tip number 2. So tip number 1, meditation and yoga. Tip number 2 is mental well-being. So this is focusing on, oh, her computer. That's what happened.
It froze probably.
Computer froze. So the show will go on and she'll pop back in. But going into mental well-being, so as a health and fitness practitioner, I knew from day one that this was something that needed to be discussed because there are underlying reasons why I don't feel like moving. I don't have the motivation today, but I feel blah, and I am, maybe I'm gaining weight and I'm not eating the healthiest. So like all of the things piggyback off of each other. But a commonality within that, when H.E.A.L, when we talk about, mind, spirit, body, mind, that mental health is so important. Yeah. So that is a staple of this. With that, life can be so busy that we don't slow down to process emotions. And to piggyback off of what Lisa was saying is, things like yoga and meditation can be helpful to put us in a place where we can be still enough to process those things. I can use my own example. I got into running outside in the year 2010. And what I had found was I'll say 2012 was like a really tough year. I had a lot of life hit me upside the face. And my running was a moving meditation for me. Mm-hmm. So it was a space where, I had something to do with my hands and feet, but it didn't require, additional thought. And someone could apply this to walking as well. You can take it into the realm of like walking meditation, that kind of a thing. But set an intention or even just go out and say, I'm just going to be, mm-hmm. and see what comes forth, see what comes out, and just pay attention, be present, be in that moment. So definitely like focusing and emphasizing on it. Okay, mental well-being. Am I processing the things that are going on? Am I seeking out positive resources, like you were mentioning Deepak Chopra? Yeah. Am I seeking out good things to put in because that's what's going to come out later, right? If you want to bake a cake, make sure you put the right ingredients in. I remember a couple of years ago, I did pancakes. And I was pretty sure that I knew the recipe from memory. So I wasn't looking at my written recipe, which is in one of those boxes, the 3x5 card, old school Rolodex recipe things. And I used baking soda instead of baking powder.
Yeah.
Now, if anybody else has done that, they don't taste good. Didn't work out so well.
No.
So are we putting the right things in to get the end result, that we're actually looking for?
Yes.
So emphasizing that mental well-being. When you feel safe enough to let your guard down, whether that's alone or with someone that you trust, I think that was one of our Q&As. We'll have to
mm-hmm.
look back at those. You can focus on the situations, like fully experience the feelings in a safe space. I'll add that, and may then be able to better understand what hurts, why it hurts, and what you want to do about those situations.
Yeah. I think that's key, that you have to identify. And by the way, there are 3 different things we need to identify. Where's the pain coming from? It's not always physical. It can be emotional, it can be spiritual, it can be mental, it can be environmental as well, something coming from the outside that's causing that pain. But identifying where that pain's coming from is huge. And once you've done that, then you can approach whatever methodology you're going to use to overcome that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know where Sheila's gone, but we can go into a little bit of a healing modality if that's okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, so when I talk about identifying, so let's say I've identified that it is emotional, because I'm feeling, we have an internal guidance system, and it's emotions. So if I'm feeling a specific emotion, well, where am I? What am I feeling? I don't even know what I'm feeling right now. So I utilize, it's a great little methodology. It's called FLASH. And I talk about this in my class at University of Richmond, and I educate my clients about it as well. So F stands for fear, L, love, anger, A, sadness, S, or hate. So those are the top 5 emotions we seem to have. Boom, something happens, I've got an emotion. If I've identified where that is, and then I also have an emotional scale that I send to them as well, which has an array of different emotions on it. You know, anything from enlightenment all the way down to shame. Shame being one of the lowest that there is. So identifying exactly how I'm feeling, what's that emotion, then I can go ahead and use something like the emotion code, muscle testing, to see, you know, what emotion it is. And that I was introduced to that, gosh, 2005, and learned about the emotion code, became certified as an emotion code practitioner. So I use muscle testing, and I actually ask, is it this emotion? And if it is that emotion, then we can process releasing it. So let's see what's going on here. She's no sharing lives. I don't know what's going on with Sheila right now. She's actually muscle testing. She's typing. Keep going. So what, you know, whether it's Reiki, you know, trying to, and that's what Sheila does, finding where that trigger is coming from. And I also use something called the Sedona method. And that literally is dissecting the events that have caused these emotions. And we ask several questions. Sheila's back online, yay! So we ask several questions to figure out exactly what that emotion was, what the event that triggered it, and then we can set up the process of releasing it, letting it go, and removing it completely, and it's gone. So that's a little bit about the emotion code. Hi, Sheila.
Hey, I won't be able to go on to
Welcome back.
him, but I am here. So thank you for thanks for coming. I'm glad I'm back. So I heard you guys the entire time, by the way.
Oh, good.
So,
all right.
So,
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So you want to expand upon the energy part?
Sure. The healing modality, I think that's one of the, to me, for, you know, trying alternatives instead of, you know, like medication or different sorts of, I call it de-stressors. The healing modalities, you know, from emotion code to Tai Chi, Qigong, and Reiki or pranic healing. There's so many new ways of removing what we call it, the energetic blocks that cause a lot of people's stress and depression. So if anybody never had a chance to go and try a Reiki healing or a healing modality, if you do go, always tell them to go and try to unblock your root chakra, your sacral, and your solar plex. Those are the 3 components of your chakra that cause a lot of, we call it gray energy. That gray energy is depression. And what you want to do is to have someone that's energetically, you know, life force energy, move the current through your body so that your body can flow naturally and happily, and releasing any of that stuck energy within your body. And I think it's a great tool to do at least twice a month. You know, I always have people to do it on the first and at the end of the month, so you have it 2 times, or new moon, full moon. It's a good time to do it so that you can keep yourself positive, focused, and motivated. So I think, you know, doing those healing modalities and releasing those energetic blocks are a great release. And you'll see that happen really quickly too. If you're really suffering something like, we call it chronic depression, Reiki, you can see a transformation within like 30 to 40 minutes if it's really chronic, and a shift just from doing a little brief energetic flow with Reiki. So I highly recommend it for anybody who's out there to give it a try if they never had it. But that to me is one tip that I would definitely use, and it's very affordable. People charge some $35 just for an hour or 30-minute session, and it really does help alleviate any of that stuck sadness or that depressive thoughts out of your body. So I highly recommend it. I think everybody should at least try it at least one time.
Yeah.
And you'll see a difference.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, this healing journey I've been on for the last 3 years with my thyroid and 3 autoimmune issues, I have done more experimenting with energy than I've ever done my whole life, and it's powerful.
Mm-hmm.
It is. But you know, H.E.A.L and I were having a conversation earlier before we actually came online, and Aubrey as well, about the mind and how if our mind is not where it needs to be, then it cannot nourish the body, and the spirit nourishes the mind. So it is that spirit, mind, body. And if one of them is out of balance, they're all out of balance. It's like a domino effect. I mean, that's what I learned in meditation was so huge, was that I wasn't where I needed to be spiritually. So I literally went on a spirit walk, a spirit journey to find myself, to find Lisa, and really, you know, who is she, and where'd she go? Where's the little girl that used to enjoy life? And I love that Bruce Lipton talks about the conscious mind. He says that, you know, as a child is around that 6, 7, 8 years old, you know, they're still living in a conscious mind. After that, it's a subconscious mind. They lose that connection to consciousness, to now, to right this second. Yeah, hey, there she is. There she is.
I'm finally here.
Yay! But
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back.
Technical.
And you might check out my Facebook today, because I actually posted on there about silence, sounds of silence, and how powerful the sounds of silence are. Because, you know, studies are showing that that noise is having a powerful effect on our brains. It's causing us our levels of hormones to go up, i.e. this little thing right here. So this was off the chain, as Mel B would say. It was off the reservation, and so it was being mindful. And that sound travels, by the way, to the brain, and it activates a certain part of the brain that's associated with memory and emotion, and that leads to more stress hormones being excreted and coming out. So living constantly in this noisy environment, it causes us to experience extreme levels of harmful hormones that are just, running amok. So being quiet and just, and I understand that's hard, by the way. In my class, they're always like, okay, how do we turn off the screaming roommate in my head at night when I'm trying to go to sleep? You know, how do we turn that off? So it's
earplug.
Well, I do mention earplugs. You know, we got the noisy environment, or the person next to me snoring like, you know what.
White noise will help. White noise will help.
White noise is wonderful. Yeah. There's pink noise. Oh, pink noise are nature sounds. Your white noise is that hum of like a fan. Actually have a air filter that I use, and I turn it up, and it's blowing, so I can hear that zzz kind of sound, or sound. And that monotone sound is very what we call somnogenic, or sleep enhancing. But the pink noise, you got me with a waterfall or the ocean. What do you guys do when you go to the beach? And I mean, it's hot as you know what, but I open up the doors and the windows so I can hear that sound of the waves.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The waves, the birds, everything. Yeah.
All of that in nature. I mean, that's
incredibly
energy.
therapeutic.
Yeah.
if you're in a loud, like I call it, very like city, like in the inner city, like New York and stuff like that, I tell people all the time, go on YouTube and download, like listen to those nature sounds on YouTube. It's really good. I mean, it can really, to me, that's almost similar to white noise if you play it at the right level, and it will block out a lot of that. We call it that outer noise that can cause stress. So I believe, there's good sounds and bad sounds, and I say go for the good ones if you can get as much of it as you can when you're stressed out. So
yeah. Well,
yeah.
the negative ions, that ambient air is just, we got several things going on at the beach, man. We're grounded. We're touching the sand with our bare feet, and we're getting that magnetic energy. We're getting the negative ions, the ambient air, and you're getting that the full spectrum light from the sun. So yeah, you're getting 3 energies. And I was going through my notes for school, and I was reading about this study in California where they're saying that our body looks for a reference to the earth every 90 seconds. Where's the earth? I need to touch it, need to feel it, or getting in the dirt, right? Then we used to do that as a child. We got in the mud and we got all muddied and dirty, and our parents got so mad at us, right? But they didn't realize there are antioxidants in that, that are fueling our energy and our spirit.
I actually read that. I read an article that was like, really, were we supposed to be wearing shoes all the time? Because we are connected to the earth. We are the people of the earth, and that we're supposed to be connected to the earth more than anything else. So that was a very good thought. Like that would help move current in your body, your chi flow.
Yeah.
To make you more happy,
Yeah.
Anything to increase the happy.
Yeah.
So that,
Well, it's not just, but I mean, if we look at the mechanism of it as well, it's helping with the free radical damage in our body. It literally is supplying us electrons that are missing and running amok again. They're stealing other electrons in our body. So that free radical damage is going rampant. And you were talking about the inflammation that I have going on. By the way, Sheila was helping me out earlier, and I had some inflammation going on. She can actually feel that because of her energy connection. And I've been grounding a lot, which helps to calm that inflammation down, which is huge. Yeah. I've even been doing it during the day as well. Now, right now I can't get outside, but I have a grounding pad. So I'm able to connect to the earth right now, even though it's nasty and muddy, and it'd be a lot of fun to do that, but messy. I mean, Aubrey, when you run, I know you have shoes on, but you're getting those other energies. Yeah. I mean,
I was about to say, I think a huge thing is whenever I get outside and exercise, and even if it's just walking the dog,
That's what I do. I walk my dog. That's a big stress reliever.
Yeah. You're both getting it.
Yep.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah,
they're getting it more because their little paws are on the ground.
Yep, that's right.
Dang it.
Yeah.
I've walked barefooted, but it's the city.
Yeah, it is the city. You don't want to step on glass or something else and injure yourself.
That's true.
No, don't want to do that. Yeah. But it is all about the connection, Sheila, and you're so right. I mean, we're earthlings. When did we disconnect from the earth? And rubber souls, by the way, that's when we disconnected.
Yeah, super disconnected. And a lot of us don't need that. A lot of us need to be super grounded and touching the earth as much as possible.
Yeah.
And finding ways to do that. Not in the wintertime, it's hard.
It is hard. That's why I utilize, like I said, a grounding pad, but even your hands in the dirt. It doesn't have to be bare feet. It could be bare hands in the dirt, and you're digging and you're getting that, and you're getting those antioxidants, by the way, too. From the dirt.
Gardening.
Yeah, gardening.
Yeah, that's right. Gardening is big. Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why people feel so good, because they're in touch with the earth. And it's funny, we were on here earlier to talk, and I saw this article talking about how trees have a heartbeat, and I don't find that unusual, because the earth has one. It's
a rhythm.
Resonance, right?
Yeah, Earth does have a frequency that beats at a steady rhythm. Mm-hmm. And it's great if you meditate a lot. You can kind of catch that rhythm of the Earth. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good one. I recommend people do that meditation. First thing people ask, how you do it in meditation? I'm like, just sitting outside, being still will help with that. Sometimes people need sound healing. Some people need Reiki to kind of just deeply relax, to be able to capture, I call it oneness, the hearing of the birds, the sun, the breeze, all of that at once is, to me, is rhythm of the earth.
Yeah.
So it's a good way to really disconnect and kind of, I call it, let your stress go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think we've forgotten how to be calm.
right, we've been programmed to be in a state of hustle, moving very fast, always striving for more, which is a great aspect to have. To me, that's a very unstoppable approach. But you got to know when to take a break, not to overwork, and make sure you're enjoying what you're doing. You can become a workaholic, and you've made kind of lose yourself a little bit. And I think a lot of us, especially who are trying to open a business or in a business, you could easily burn out. You can go at 100 miles per hour trying to do the next thing, try to be innovative.
Yeah.
And that can burn you out. And sometimes you got to know when to relax. But I also people, when you relax more, it's almost like a slingshot. It will give you a lot more power if you have a lot more rest. Give you time to think, to correct matters, let go, solve problems, and then you can propel forward without any obstacles, without adding on more stress.
Yeah.
So just adding more fun, more joy to yourself, more joy to your life is what's needed right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree with that because I've gone.
I say me and my napcations. I keep saying it over and over again. Everyone's like, "What is a napcation?" It's like a complete day of napping.
Because people always think you need to vacate.
I mentioned that when in your Instagram, Aubrey, and I referenced Sheila. I referenced her napcation.
Yeah, because you always want to go on your vacation.
Oh, I have to log in and look at that. But
Trust
yeah,
me,
and I honestly, like, speaking from Sheila to validate what you're saying too, my experience over the past year was overwork and burnout, and I was making a self-sacrifice of my time and energy in order to get to a place. And then when I got there, I thought I was just going to keep going at that clip.
Don't work that way.
My body was like, no. So really finding that balance. And as I've embraced it more, I have seen greater productivity, whereas like something will take me a third of the amount of time to just come to me if I wasn't just like running all over the place all day.
Yeah. And I feel like 2020, I've been watching a lot of people, we were all very busy last year, very, very busy last year. Everybody was just kind of trying to maneuver, innovate themselves, like whatever they was trying to gain at that point in 2019. And this year I see so many of the same people, very successful, but I mean, they're like putting on the brakes. They're like, every time I look, every couple of days I see a new post saying, this is a public announcement, I'm taking a vacation. I'm like, 2019 is maybe a little too hard for some people. Now everybody's just posting, and I don't know when I'm coming back. And like, a lot of them saying that, like, I don't know when I'm coming back, and they have like 60,000 followers. I'm like, oh my God. But to me, is what it is that we got to find balance. 2020 is going to make you find balance. It's not about go, go, go. It's about having what you want in your life, but at an even space, equal work, equal joy, equal prosperity, but balance, equal rest. A lot about health. It's like they want you to act like this is something you're going to do forever, not just for tomorrow. Because I feel like 2019, everybody was rushing to push a lot in, like they're not going to do it tomorrow. Even though we are having a lot of 2020 aspects of like tomorrow's not going to be here. I want people to act like that whatever career or whatever mindset you're in, we want you to elevate it and know that that's something you can obtain for a very long time. So killing yourself, pushing yourself to gain it quicker is not going to make you happier. But enjoying the ride as you're going with balance, not trying to prove a point, not worried about competition, just going in a nice, it's already happening for me, it's already unfolding. Just that peace of mind and doing what you love with balance and rest.
Yeah. Rest. Oh, sleep.
You enjoy, you're gonna love what you're doing. You're gonna be so much happier, so much healthier
Yeah.
when you find the balance. And I feel like 2020 is gonna create this energy of balance. It's not about hustle. It's about peace of mind, doing what I'm gonna do forever or for the long term. And I'm hoping a lot of people find their way this year with a very even, I call it very level mindset. Still, yeah, unstoppable, but unstoppable with some net patience involved.
Well, yeah. And it's funny because, if you can't take a nap, if you can't meditate, go to sleep.
Yeah, and then some people work so hard that their mind is just moving at 100 miles per hour.
Yeah.
And I was like, don't start a project if you're already stressed. They hadn't even started yet. Like, there's a lot of people I know that are getting ready to start projects. I'm like, don't start if you're already feeling the tension.
Yeah.
You got to enjoy what you're doing. And make sure you connect to the right way. Don't do it just because of the image, because you're going to be burnt out.
Well, and the whole thing is about anxiety and depression. And if I'm not sleeping, I'm going to be anxious and I'm going to be depressed, because those are two big, huge side effects of sleep deprivation.
Yeah. And so I see people, hopefully everybody, when they start new projects this year or add more stuff to their plate or drop stuff off their plate, that they keep in mind that peace of mind is number one.
Yeah.
More than anything else. Oh, some people health as well. If you ain't got health.
More than money?
Hey, ask Elon Musk.
Yeah.
In his tearful interview, and I forget who it was with, Newsweek or someone, and he says, I don't get to sleep, I don't get to see my kids, yet he is got the money, right? So what was it worth? Was it worth it to lose your health? Worth it to lose that time with your children growing up?
Yeah.
I don't think he thinks so now.
And that was like, so we had one of the, when I put it out on Facebook about, hey guys, like send me some Q&A questions, we want to cover one or two of them or something like that. One of them that came up was, how do I have basically, I'm paraphrasing, but I think that I got the spirit of what she was saying was, how do I have energy for the things that I want to do outside of work?
Yeah. Tell her to take a napcation.
Go to sleep.
I'm telling you, she's already feeling the fatigue before she even starts. And that's what I did. I felt the stress before I even started. And the first thing I said, this year, I'm not going to keep pushing through my fatigue. This year, I'm going to nap through it. Okay. I went and slept and fell asleep and rest. And now I feel like I said, now I feel like I'm a slingshot. Like I've built up enough rest, no longer fatigued about all the ideas I had, what the plans, the steps. Now I can just pull it back and go, boom. No fatigue.
It's interesting you bring that analogy up, because I was reading an article about it takes more power to pull that bow back than it does to let it go.
Yeah. And I think that's why hopefully a lot of people who are very ambitious, I don't want them to be mentally ambitious. Remember, because like I said, you're going to create this physical fatigue that can knock you out for most of the year. A lot of people think it's just, I'm just fatigue for tomorrow. I'm like, no, it can be fatigue for life if you don't watch yourself. Yeah. So I want people to create this, as soon as you feel like you want to do something and you feel the pressure, the mind creates pressure. Your expectation to what you're trying to fulfill or bring to yourself. And a lot of it can be negative thoughts that could bring even extra fatigue. I call it needless worry. We got to drop it in. We're humans, but dramatic. We got to create more ideas of worry. And I tell people, just stop. Yeah. Write the notes down on what you're ambitious about. Hold it in your mind and stop. Don't do anything until you can let go of this physical fatigue before you start. You've got to have the energy to go the long haul. So don't do it. I would tell her, don't do it until you can let go of the mental stress that you are putting on your body about the expectation you're trying to do for yourself, the goal. Do it without stress. I like that. Yeah. So it's the frame of mind. I tell people it's the frame of mind. And that's why I love napcations. I'm coming out with t-shirts that it says napcation.
Napcation.
Hashtag napcation.
Yeah.
I love it.
People are like, why is that? You got to have a napcation to really pull that slingshot.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I lost my train of thought, but yeah. It really is about finding, you know, that balance, that peace, like you're talking about. And, you know, really just, I know what it was, because it's part of, like, when I do the Sedona method, one of the most powerful questions that in the book that I talk to my clients about is, are you ready to stop punishing yourself?
Yeah, everything's mental. And I tell people think fatigue is sometimes a physical thing, and it's a mental thing. Mm-hmm. The mental aspect can create a physical deterioration of your mind, of your body, more than anything else. So you're right on. I just, hey.
Yeah, is it time to stop? You know, and when I asked myself that question, it was almost as if the chains fell off.
Yeah.
It's almost like the prison door opened.
Mm-hmm.
And I had never felt such freedom that, I see, and through tears, by the way, because at this point I'm crying, because it really was a powerful lesson for me to stop punishing myself for seeing myself as being inadequate, that I did not measure up, that I didn't meet my goals, and stop beating up on myself. It was just the most freeing thing I have ever done. And and I found that through meditation, and it was not easy. You know, it was, I had to find the right venue for me. Deepak, I know something about his voice. I don't know. I like him. So it resonates with me. And, you know, it's all about vibration, like you said. And it must be his vibration and I'm attracted to it. So listening to his voice and going into meditation has been a big, outlet for me to change that frame of mind, to change those false beliefs. And another thing too that I learned through the Sedona method is to give up my story.
Yeah.
To
it's
give
hard
it up.
For some people. Yeah, I think, like I said, for anyone who's feeling stuck, it's a great story for you to share. It's hard because a lot of people don't know how to express themselves. And sharing your story is a great way to do it. And some people can't really figure out a way to start expressing themselves because it's so deep or so, I call it thick in emotions.
Tied up.
And I say breathe. And people don't realize that the proper way to breathe, breathing through your stress, breathing through your blockages. And I say this all the time. It's just not how we're breathing now, like how we're doing it now. This is a very thought out, and doing it for like a good 20 to 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. So that you can, if you're having problems expressing yourself, that you can express yourself after you let go of a lot of that stuck energy. I felt to say that because I don't know, I just felt to say that.
No, that's right. Yeah. And one of the ways that I did that was through the Ho'oponopono meditation. And I cried all the way through that. And I still do. But I by the way, when I release energy, I yawn. So that's how we know when I'm working with someone and doing emotion code or doing Sedona method. That's how I know they've actually released as well, because I'm a surrogate for them. So I do yawn a lot. And when I decided to do a what is it when you sit there and you veg out on a series?
Binging.
I binged on Ho'oponopono for a week, and I did it 2 times a day. And every time I did it, I purged emotions, I cried, and it was a lot of releasing doing that. And that's and Ho'oponopono is I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, and I thank you.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's such a good
mantra. Doing a mantra, depending on what religion you're in, but that one, to me, doing a positive mantra or Psalms really does help with releasing depression or sadness within the body as well, the mind, body, and spirit, really. But yeah, doing that is a really good one. That's a very good one to say as well. So you guys, we're coming up on the 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And so I see that, is it Andrea? Hello, Andrea.
Hi, Andrea.
Hey there.
Joining us.
Good to see you. Can't see you.
We're going to be doing another webinar next Tuesday at 12, again about anxiety and depression. but it's going to be a little bit deeper next week. And hopefully, if you have any questions, you can post them in our group or in your chat. And we'll love to get your feedback. Or if you have a question, you can email us or hit the H.E.A.L group and just post, and we'll respond to it live next Tuesday. So Lisa, Aubrey, do y'all have anything you want to share before we vamos?
Before we vamos.
I would say practically, just thinking about, if anybody tuned in and, like, hey, I am interested in, I felt kind of down, or I felt kind of anxious, or, the theme of our talk is overcoming depression and anxiety, right? Is start with just one thing.
Yes.
We talked about a couple of different things here today. What resonated with you the best? That would be something that you could say, all right, I could do that today or tomorrow. Put it on the calendar, hold yourself a little bit of accountable to it. But also pay attention to what feels good. Don't make it like a hard charging.
Yeah,
I have to do this.
And breathe through it.
Yeah, breathe through it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's what I would say too. Just come off of what you're just saying as well, Aubrey, is that it's a pie. Take one piece at a time, and don't get overwhelmed like Sheila's talking about. And if you do feel yourself going that, stop and breathe.
Don't do it.
Just
breathe through, come back to it when you're
go for a walk. Meditate if you do.
Yeah.
If you don't, let's start learning how. And you've got some wonderful resources right here on this call or this live to email us and talk to us, or like you said, the H.E.A.L group. Put your questions there. Put your feedback there. The whole point is that we are teachers. And that is our mission here, is to teach what we are learning and to teach what we are teaching others, our students, our clients.
You need to self-heal.
To self-heal. Yeah. That's what I want for the community. I didn't know that I had resources 17 years ago until I went looking. And now I just feel such so compelled to share that with everybody else. These are wonderful methodologies that I'd love to introduce to whomever wants to know about it, whomever is interested in healing. But yeah, just contact us.
Yeah, no, I will have some tips next week, with essential oils, meditations, stuff like that, to kind of help them throughout the day, especially if they're at work. So if they have questions, they need to send it to us so I can have it ready for them live. So this is time again, ask questions. So you can get I call it your resources that you need to help you through the day.
Yes. Awesome. Yeah. And there's Mr. Rue. Hi, Rue.
I was going to say, he's one of my resources.
He's a great resource. Yes, he is.
He won't be one of the tips, but he's a resource.
We can't have him?
Oh, did you see that?
I saw
that.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody, for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you, Andrea. You can email me or call me if you want to. I'd love your feedback.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Until next Tuesday.
Namaste.
Namaste. Bye-bye.